the misconception, I've got to pay Jim gazillions of dollars. And I'm constantly saying, I can make Jim's monthly franchise fees on the Monday, the 1st of each month. Yeah, so I'm Glenn. I've been doing it for, it'll be 9 years in May, so a bit over 8.5 years. Yeah. So I think I'd been doing the job probably, it was definitely under 6 months anyway. Franchisor back then, Jeff come out and just hit me up like he told me he was coming, didn't say when he was going to be there, so it was very candid and off the cuff. And yeah, it was all, I guess, because all fresh. So all I knew was, a small portion of time. Now I've got, years and years and whatever, but a lot of it from when I haven't seen it for a while, but a lot of what I have seen there, it's all still very relevant. Yeah, good. Not without its struggles. It's got its pros and cons. There's so many moving parts, especially working for yourself with no staff. So it's a lot of management on everything by myself. But as a whole, I'm probably in the best position I've been business-wise. The first video I had 2 young kids in primary school and I was doing drop-offs and pickups and, managing family life with business life and everything else like that. My kids are now, they'll be year 8, year 10 this year, so I'm not doing pickups and drop-offs, so my books are completely full, which is what I was sort of always aiming towards, did the hard yards until I didn't have to. I'm in a better position to be able to get rid of customers I don't want, for whatever reason I don't want them, whether they're not good payers, not rewarding by way of job, how complex they are, location, all that sort of stuff. So I can manage that a whole lot more to ultimately cherry pick the work that I want to do, fill my books, things get a bit long in the tooth, can use the gym system and say see you later you and put myself down for work and take something else on, so it's good. So in terms of regs, I think I've probably only got, I'd be in the 60s, but that being said, 85% of those are fortnightly with a couple that are weekly. So that takes a lot of management as well, because then you bring in your 3 weekers and it throws the whole dynamic out. But yeah, so I know there's some other guys who've got 140 regs and stuff like that. I've got bigger jobs, like I've got supermarkets, shopping centres, I've got big chains, I've got commercial work, that sort of stuff. So yeah, whilst my books aren't just hemorrhaging with the numbers, the works themselves are 3-4 hour jobs and they fill me well. Oh, it's the logo, it's the brand. There's been a bit of conjecture he's been pretty out in the open with his beliefs and stuff like that has turned a lot of people, I think would be fair to say. But that being said, people know what's safe and you can't be around for as long as Jim has if your business plan or whatever it is that you're doing is failing. Yeah, so in relation to that, but I also think from a business point of view, the fact that I have that safety net of if I lose a customer or whatever, I can just put myself down for work and go again. I'm not doing my advertising and Facebook and all that sort of stuff to try and garner work. The fact that I've got this logo on my shirt, I think that definitely helps for myself. Yeah, so that was by chance. That was a lead that went missing and no one was down for work, and it was literally in a street in Somerville, and it just come through as a Mow regular, and I thought I'll pick this up, whatever, and it turned out to be a shopping centre, which I'm there 2 out of 3 weeks doing both mowing and gardening and all that sort of stuff, and I've been there for a good 2.5, if not 3 years, I reckon. I've got a heap of commercial, like property managers and stuff like that, factories and stuff like that as well, which is good because you can sort of get in and get it out. You're not really dealing with the tenant, you're dealing with the higher power, if you will. Just the flow on of work for that, it's just, we need someone. So it's, again, it's great. I'm pretty cautious, in all seriousness. It's something I have toyed with. I think every time people have spoken to me, I reckon next year will be the year I put someone on. But it's, again, because I've been restricted time-wise, my biggest concern was, have I got enough work for myself to then go and lose a portion of that to put someone else on, to have enough work for them? And I know there's ways and means about it. You can put them on casual and this, that, and sort of bleed them up and everything else like that. It's just been that, do I, don't I? And at the end of the day, no one's going to do as good a job as I'm going to do in my eyes. Bit of a gloat. I just looked at it yesterday because someone was talking about I'm 4.9 stars, so I must have something right. And I've heard stories of others who their business have they've been doing a whole lot of catch up and follow up and all the rest of it. I haven't got enough time to be following up after others. As I said, it'd be good to have someone out in the road with me just for that banter and all the rest of it. But I just get in, headphones on, tunes or podcasts, and go about my business, and business is good. You're always learning. I was talking about this on the weekend. Someone asked me how long I've been doing gyms, and he said, when did you become almost perfect at it? I said, I'm not perfect at it. We're always learning. I'm still getting quotes wrong, still learning different techniques and different things. There's a lot of things I don't do in the grand scheme of things business-wise, unless I need to. I play safe. But in relation to how things are sort of business-wise, you've got to be on. Like, I'm not good with numbers, so I've got a bookkeeper and doing all that sort of stuff so that I don't need to worry about that sort of stuff, which frees the mind. I get in, get stuff done, I like to I'll interact with customers, but if I don't have to, I don't go chasing them out, because again, if I'm not pushing a mower, I'm not earning $1. And so all things like that. I work geographically, so I like to run in a nice sort of streamline. I start as far away from work as I can and work my way home. The unfortunate thing is, if weather plays a part, then I might not get back for 2 weeks because I'm not there again. But again, you got to try and work that. So there's a whole heap of things as a sole trader that I've got no one else to fall back onto other than myself. So as I said, it's just learning. You're always learning things that work best for you, but ultimately work best for the customer, because without them, there's no me. So this, just out in the sun, it's it can be hard. It's been probably the toughest winter we've had, which then flowed into the toughest spring, or one of, and now things have really slowed down again with just no rain. So that's a negative, but what I do love is, again, I'm a people person, as much as it can be a bit frustrating with someone that wants to talk for 10 when you want to talk for 2. But at the end of the day, again, I had a customer that people like myself may be the only person that she will talk to. And so you just, well, what have I got to worry about? You know, I'm out in the sun, I'm earning $1, I'm making a difference for whatever reason it is, be it no time, no ability, no tools, whatever reason it is that I'm working for someone, I'm making a difference for them. And so it's instant gratification too. Like, you have a place that, you know, the grass can be this long or this long when you start it. It's always this long when you finish, and it always looks perfect and just looks great. And you can walk away going, yeah, I've done it. And that's just quite often, it's just that little kick that you go, yeah, how good. So it's good, it's instant gratification. Yeah, sure, just making a difference, eh? Like, as I said, I had a gentleman in Frankston that's, his wife's crook, he's crook. He always took pride in his backyard, and it had got away from him. And this was probably October or so. And the grass was long, like it was hectic. And I went in, I always look at things too. There's probably another thing about business. I'm a consumer as well. I'm not going to come in and charge you $400 for something I know it's not worth $400. You know? So I went in and I quoted him fairly. He was appreciative for the price, but also appreciative for the job that I'd done. And I got 2 jobs out of that. But the instant reaction I got from him, like, he wasn't there, but he was close to tears, just because his backyard was back to what he wanted it to be. We impact people's lives for whatever reason it is that they can't do it, and that's what just fills me. It's great. Can't think of any awesome success stories as such. They all meld into one of being just the positive as to why I keep doing it. Yeah. I get that all the time. How much? What if I was to come and meet you on site? If I was to pay you cash? Well, I said, well, it doesn't matter, mate. You pay me. The bill's the same. Like, if you pay me cash, I've still got to pay tax on that cash. So the misconception, I've got to pay Jim gazillions of dollars, and I'm constantly saying, on a good day, I can make Jim's monthly franchise fees on the Monday, the 1st of each month, and the rest of the month is me. I'm free, you know, plain sailing. Whereas you got your other franchisees, you know, your Subways and your McDonald's and that sort of stuff, got to pay a dividend. So my byline is I could earn $20,000 or $200,000. He's taking his $100 fee. So that's a big misconception, because people don't understand. And the other one is, well, what if people are taking work in your region? Well, if they're taking work from me, it's because I wasn't there to do the work in the first place. And the reason I'm working somewhere else is because I've taken work from someone else. So the misconception is that we work on top of each other and we're robbing each other and all that sort of stuff, when in actual fact, we're not. We're working together as a team independently and flying our own flag. And again, as before, if I'm too full, if my books are done, I can't take work. I can't begrudge anyone else from doing something that I didn't avail myself to be in a position to do myself. So yeah, for the most part, good. I think I've had 1, 2, 3, 4 franchisors in that time. Dan's just taken over now, which is not just for this purpose. I've always held Dan in high regard, and I think he's going to do good things. When I started off with Jeff, it was great, and I think it was a great catalyst too, because Jeff was so interactive and everything that made me feel comfortable. I wasn't all at sea. So that level of support, and now I'm at the point where I'm not beyond support, but unless it's something really big, I don't need to reach out, which I think also is testament to the franchisors I've had prior. The benefit of networking with other gyms franchisees. Hey, I'm stuck on this, can you give me a hand, blah, blah. And you're always learning. So it's like anything, you don't need to go to the boss if you can go to the staff and sort of work things out. And but the level of support, I cannot fault it whatsoever. Yeah, 100%, yeah. I run on a profit first sort of accounting system too. So I'm always myself making money and the business is making money before I start paying bills. So it's not like the money's coming in and I'm like swamped with all these different things. I divvy out all my money everywhere so that I know I'm in the clear for this. If should something untoward happen, there's still a portion of money sort of thing. So in doing that as well, that was something that sort of I've leaned into over the time and helped build the business up to the point where, yeah, no, I'm flying, I'm comfortable, not making billions, but I'm having fun and, yeah, living it. Yeah, so when I started, I got onto just a Honda and Shindawa multi, and from there I've grown, and I've just about to bench the Shindara. It's almost lived its life. So I run 2 replica models. One's a multi, one's a standard Husqvarna whippersnipper / multi-tool. Now I've got 2 Honda mowers, I've got 2 Hustler ride-ons. So over time I've just slowly, it's a shame when you have to do it because it means that something's gone wrong, but I've now got myself again. I went through a period, my ride-on just died, and I was without it for 3 weeks, and I had to hire someone else's, which it's all good and well, you're earning the money, but you're spending it to keep yourself moving. And so I thought, bugger it, while that was where I went and bought another ride-on. So now I'm not at the mercy of anything other than my own time. But yeah, so that being said, yeah, I haven't gone through a lot of equipment because the equipment I've bought at the recommendation of Jeff back in the it's been great. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, from the video that I shot 9 years ago, whenever it was the best. This is the best thing I've ever done.
Have you got any regrets?
No. It's probably a bit cliche. The regret would be not getting into it earlier. I'm glad I've done it this way as opposed to trying to start my own. It's daunting. My old man said to me when I got on, he goes, "You're basically buying yourself a career." And I said, "That's exactly what I'm doing." And I haven't looked back. And there's high times and low times. The high times are, overriding the low times. But I would suggest anyone that's in a position to do it. If you love the outdoors, you love making a difference, all that sort of stuff, because you're king of your own castle. I went away last weekend, not the one just going on before that. I took the Friday off, the Monday, Tuesday off. The only people that needed to know were the people who I had to move from the Friday to the Thursday and the Monday and Tuesday to the Wednesday. Everything else just went, I didn't have to put leave forms in. You've got the downside too, though, of being your own boss and all the rest of it. If you're a crook, like no one's going to mow it for you unless you've got someone else. And then, again, if you've got staff and they get crooks. So there's all that. So I have worked at times where I probably shouldn't have. But that being said, it is what it is. You take the wins with the losses. And yeah, so I constantly tell anyone that is even slightly keen to get in. I know people have got in and didn't like it for whatever reason. That's all good. We're all, there's a lid for every container. But yeah, for me, and for hopefully anyone else watching, then yeah, if you want to do it, if you want to be in control of your own destiny, give it a crack. It's great.